Welcome to my craft table. Hello, this is Jamie Magrich. Welcome to Jamie's Craft Table. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. I think you get to see the silver on there. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm using Winter Woods, this tree here, Winter Woods. Using Dashing Deer, this tree here. And I also use this sentiment from Winter Woods. I'm using the Pine Tree Punch, Versamark, and old olive ink pads, silver embossing powder, the two largest of the layering ovals, and the Country Floral embossing folder. Okay. I'm going to put that where it's not going to be in the way. Okay. For paper, I have a scratched piece of paper to stamp and die cut the deer out of. I have a piece of silver foil, and I believe this is 3.5 by 2. Let's see. That's inches, yeah. 5 by 3. 5 by 4.5. And then this is 5 by 4.5 as well. This is a crumb cake. I have another scrap of Whisper White to punch the tree out of. This is 4 by 5.25, and this is one of the silver foil edge cards. Okay, so let's get started. I have way too much stuff on my desk. It's falling all over. Okay, first thing we're going to need to do, let's go ahead and take one of the scraps. Where did the other one just go? Of white. Add another scrap of white. Where did it go? Alright, let's... Okay, I'm back. I ended up getting another one out. It must have slid under the table or something, I'm not sure. So the first thing I'm going to do is bring in the Pine Tree Punch and latch it. I'm going to punch a pine tree out of this scrap. Okay, then I'm going to bring in the embossing folder. I'm going to put it in the embossing folder. Now you'll notice, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let's put this in there. That's any better? No, not really. Well, some of these flowers look like poinsettias. So I want to take the tree and place it where it looks like a poinsettia. Oops, come on. Or as close as I can. Okay, then I'm going to run it through my die cut emboss machine. I need to take the thin die adapter out. And this is one of the old styles, so I need 2 plates. Run that through. Oh, maybe not. Let's try it with 1 plate because it didn't go through. Alright. I don't think that's enough. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, I guess it was just 1 plate. It is a thick. Okay, so we've got our tree. Let's put that up here. Batting 1,000 this morning. Okay. Now for the next part, we're going to need this. Now we're going to bring in the white piece for the front of the card. And the largest of the ovals. We want to stamp it over towards this side of towards the left side of the front of the card. I'm going to bring in a couple pieces of purple tape or Post-it note, whatever you want to use. If you have a magnetic plate where you know it's going to stay where you want it, by all means use that. And I am going to put it on my skin so that it's not quite as sticky, because I don't want it to tear the paper. I could have cut the tree out of the center of this, but I'll save it for another day. Now I'm going to put that on my die cutting machine and run it through. Alright, let's pop this out. We're done with the large one. Oh, maybe I can reuse those tapes, so. Come on. There's one of you. Alright. Now we're going to bring in the silver piece. We're going to temporarily tack it on the back of the card. And we're going to take the smaller die. We're going to center it up in that center of that hole. And we're going to tape it down. So basically it's centered in the center of this. Okay, and then we're going to run it through our machine. Okay, we actually need this piece. This piece we can put aside and save for something else. Okay, and that's all we need the big shot for one other thing, but we'll bring it back in later. Get it out of the way. Okay, now, on this beige piece, or the crumb cake piece, we're going to center it behind the white piece we cut the hole out of. Turn it over. We're going to take a pencil and lightly trace around that circle. Okay, that's going to show us where we can stamp. We're going to come in with the tree. Make sure it's dry. It's sitting on my stamp apparatus. Bring in the green ink, and we're going to stamp a couple trees. Make sure it's inked. I'm glad it looked. Okay, so we're going to stamp one there. One down over here, a little bit lower. And stamp it again in the middle here. fiddlesticks. See what happened? I got ink on the top of that. That's not going to be... Let's turn it over. Shoot. Annoys me. Make sure it's still going to work. I think so. Alright, we're done with the green ink. We're going to set this aside for just a minute because we do need that green ink to dry. We're going to bring in our scratch paste to cut the deer out of and the VersaFine ink. And we're going to stamp that deer. Versamark ink, not VersaFine. Make sure it's inked up well. Stamp it down. Bring in our silver embossing powder. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to bring in our trees. I'm going to go over it with the embossing buddy so that all that greens are for sure dry. I'm going to ink up my sentiment. Stamp it right over the trees. Sprinkle it with the silver embossing powder. I'm out of camera. Okay, that looks pretty good. Put this away. For some more ink, I'm done with that. Alright, now let's bring in the heat tool. We'll start with the deer. Bring in my board so that it's less warpy. See what I'm doing here? I'll bring it right up to the camera so you can watch it. There it goes. It's a fine powder. You apply the heat to it and it melts. The VersaMark ink is sticky, so it gives it something to stick to. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to bring in my tree. There it goes. awesome. Alright. I'm going to wipe off, I'm going to bring in my microfiber cloth and wipe off that embossing buddy powder. Okay, let's bring in our pieces. I do need to cut out the deer. Oops. Hang on. So let's bring in the big shots. And I'll be right back. Sorry guys, I forgot. I'm going to also need the detailed deer thinlits to cut out that deer. I thought I had them out, but I forgot to. Alright. Lay that over the top of this. Center it up as best as I can. Okay, I'm going to bring in some of that Post-it tape. Place. Cut that out. The creaking and cracking is normal. This one didn't have too bad. There we go. Okay, now we can assemble our card. First thing we're going to do is attach this silver foil behind the white layer that we cut the oval out of to make our frame. For that I'm going to use Tombow Mono. I'm going to put it on the back of this. Alright. Get one out I know is... Oh, way too much. Let's spread it around. You don't want the glue to get on the foil on the front of it. Have it in there upside down because I see a little bit of it over the top of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to my trimmer and I'm going to trim that little bit off, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, now we're going to take this one, and that's going to go underneath there as well, centered up inside that oval. So that the sentiment is centered right in the center. Okay. Now this, since it's got two layers here, I'm going to put dimensionals on this side of it. Well, actually, I probably don't need to. Let's just glue it down and see. Glue this to the front of our card. Did this one a slight bit different because I wanted a little more of that silver edge to show. On this card, my brown layer was larger than the white layer. That looks good. Okay, now we're going to glue the deer down here. Let's pop those things out from behind his antlers. Okay. Be one of those fumble finger videos. I'm sorry. No matter how prepared I think I am, this doesn't always work the way you want it to. Okay, this is going to go over here. Okay, our little white tree. We'll get dimensionals put on it. I'll use up the bones of this one. Frame, not really. Take those backs off. Tree's going to go here. Don't stick yet. Okay, then I just brought in put my things in different boxes. I'm not sure. It's easier to find things in the other one. A couple of these little silver metallic pearls. Put one on the top of this tree here. One down here. And then I added one over here. Okay, well there's the card we just made together. Here's the one I did previous. You'll see in this one the sentiment's a little bit higher, but you can do it however you'd like. Well, thank you for joining me at Jamie's Craft Table. I hope you have a great rest of your day and have a little bit of fun playing with your stamps today. Thank you. Have a great day.